Today on the MWHS Wildcat News.
Millard Director of Student Services Bill Jelkin discusses the Safe to Help app.
A senior talks about her journey with Hetra.
Two of our reporters review different clothing stores.
And a senior's passion for bowling. This and more on the MWHS Wildcat News. Good morning, Wildcats. Today is Friday, March 6th. I'm Edison Geiler.
And I'm Caitlin Willard. Let's head into today's stories. The Safe to Help app launched earlier this year, serving as a tool for students and parents to report issues happening in their schools. The hotline extends beyond the Millard District, with other schools in Douglas County and the Douglas County Police Department assisting in the app's development and publicity.
Chief Photographer Tenley Wright and I talked with Millard Director of Student Services Bill Jelkin to discuss how Safe to Help will impact Douglas County residents. The Safe to Help app launched earlier this year in January, a reporting hotline supported by schools around Douglas County, including Millard. Dedicated to aiding students dealing with a variety of issues, from depression to bullying, the anonymous app enables students to discuss personal information with a trained counselor or provide a tip on situations happening within their school. Though Safe to Help is still developing, Millard Director of Student Services Bill Jelkin and other board members around Douglas County have been working on improving its efficiency.
It's still in its infancy, so we're still growing and figuring out how we want to do this. But just purely having that collaborative meeting every month has been huge. And it allows us to discuss common issues and common resolutions to issues that are in the Douglas County community.
Unlike the previous Millard hotline, Safe to Help is connected with other school districts in Omaha, along with the Douglas County Police. It allows administrators to directly see the input students and parents report on the app, so they can work to solve issues not only within their own building, but assist in problems prevalent in other schools.
If the Millard Public Schools is handling all of our threat business just within us, and we're not communicating out to other agencies, then they're not aware of some of the issues that we're facing. We're not aware of the services that they could provide to help with our issues.
Promoting the app has been a critical mission for Millard in Safe to Help's development. Districts involved hope informing the district's students and parents about the app's features and purpose will help them effectively use the hotline. Posters explaining the app can be found all around Millard West, and counselors will be able to further discuss the app's purpose with students who are confused about how to use it.
You know, if we can get the word out, we have lots of posters up around the building. I think they did a report in the Catalyst about it. It's just another good way for students to keep us informed, keep the community, law enforcement informed about what's going on that might be of concern to them.
Students have already tried familiarizing themselves with Safe to Help's features to use in the future when need be.
Being able to be anonymous makes the experience more comfortable for the users, in my opinion, because when you're face-to-face with someone, it's more intimate and it's harder to express how you really feel.
If you want to use the app, looking up Safe to Help Nebraska on the App Store or Google Play will bring you to a page to download the hotline. From there, you will create a 4-digit PIN in order to log in.
Once you enter the passcode, it comes up with basically 6 menu items. The first one is to submit a tip. The second one is to review or update any existing tip that you have already provided. The third one here is if you just want to simply call the hotline and talk to a counselor that's there.
Although it's only been out since the beginning of the year, Safe to Help will continue to develop as more publicity reaches students and parents. Edison Geiler and Tenley Wright, signing off. Senior Caroline Covey has been riding horses with the Heartland Equine Therapeutic Riding Academy since she was 3. Horseback riding has helped her with her cerebral palsy by stretching out the muscles in her legs, and it provides an outlet for her to clear her mind. She volunteers for Hetra every week by grooming the horses and helping put away equipment, which has earned her the Volunteer of the Year award for the organization.
Assistant broadcast editor Bailey Christensen and cartoonist Mackenzie Gonzalez talked to Covey about her love for horseback riding.
To many, horse riding is just a sport, but for Senior Caroline Covey, it's a therapeutic outlet. These dirt-covered stalls are where Covey's one true passion lies. Every Wednesday night, she drives down to Hetra to release all of her frustration through riding her horse Diamond. Since she was little, Caroline fell in love with horse riding, which has ultimately shaped her into the person she is today.
Well, Caroline has been riding since she was 3, and she's 17, so it's been a few years that she's been riding. Originally, I think it was one of her physical therapists or occupational therapists that recommended we try something fun and different, so that's how we got started.
Upon birth, Caroline was diagnosed with cerebral palsy and eventually epilepsy at the age of 2. They quickly found Hetra as an outlet for equestrian assistance therapy. Caroline uses this therapy to stretch muscles within her legs and ultimately erase the fear of having another seizure. Since the beginning of the year, Caroline has already had 2 seizures, which have no known trigger, creating an unbearable fear of not knowing when the next one will strike.
Her self-esteem and confidence has also gone through the roof and improved because it takes a confident leader in a human for a horse to trust them to be their leader in their 2-person herd and their team. I have been Caroline's instructor off and on since 2010, and then mostly her instructor since 2014. I was her first instructor to throw her to the wolves and have her ride completely independent with no leader.
Jen has been involved with Hetra since 2003 and became an instructor in 2007. With Hetra, Jen has helped the therapeutic riding, adaptive carriage driving, and life skills training for adults and children with disabilities. Over time, Jen and Caroline have established a bond unlike any other, a friendship. Each ride gives Caroline more of a sense of independence and freedom, which separates her from her disability, and it shows the confidence and strength she has developed.
To be able to control a huge animal, of course, is going to help you feel like you can control other things too. Everything she draws or writes about or talks about has to do with horses, so this definitely is her love and her passion.
Caroline's story is just one of many others involved at Hetra. The pureness of a girl taking on the world through the guidance of her horse. Signing off, this has been Bailey Christensen and Mackenzie Gonzalez for the MWHS Wildcat News.
The Omaha Metro is home to many small businesses, one of these being Scout. The company is a buy-sell trade store where customers can sell or trade clothing for other goods. Another small business in Omaha is the Flying Worm, a vintage clothing store located off of Jackson Street. Both of these companies place an emphasis on being environmentally sustainable businesses.
Online editor Jasmine Hermosillo-Padilla and news director Olivia Oath gathered details on these stores during their visits to each.
All around Omaha, local and sustainable stores have grown in popularity among fashionable youth. The unique and fun nature of thrift shopping is what draws the eyes of many. Stores such as Scout and Flying Worm have become some of the more notable places in the area.
We've been open for 13 years. We were in a location right across the street at Pitch's Party Room, what is this now. The owner is Kelly Newell, and it's just like a local business. We're the only one.
Scout, located in Dundee, is a one-of-a-kind thrifting store that buys and sells clothes at a reduced price. The range of products appeals to multiple demographics, bringing in new customers daily.
We sell anything from modern to vintage clothing. We do it usually at a quarter or half of the price at any retail store. Basically, we just take anything that's fashionable. Right now, we're buying spring and summer to get ready for the warmer weather, so that's what we're taking at the moment.
This business offers anything from local art to jewelry to handmade novelties. Similarly, the Flying Worm has vintage items with a pop culture vibe organized throughout the store.
We have records like silk scarves, bandanas, shoes, hats, belts, jewelry, pretty much anything like vintage clothing wise, we have it.
Many of the employees do enjoy the benefits of working at a local store.
The best part about working in a local business is just how small it is, honestly, and the fact that it's locally owned, it's by somebody who has built it from the ground up.
Because of the small scale of the business, customer service is more accessible and handy than an average corporate company.
Workers at local stores are more one-on-one and very expressive with you and more able to give opinion better instead of people from corporate stores who are much more busier and aren't able to go one-on-one.
Being able to shop with a clean conscience leaves the customer with an awareness that they are not putting harmful waste into the earth that would cause future issues.
There is like tons of waste that goes into the landfill every year from just fast fashion like Forever 21, H&M, just like mall brands. So definitely going to like a thrift store, our store, or any other store that does a buy-sell trade or takes donation is going to be like 100% better than going to the mall and buying brand new clothing.
Although it may seem difficult to find shops with a clean cause, a little bit of research can point you in the right direction to the perfect store. This has been Jasmine Hermercio Padilla and Olivia Oath for the MWHS Wildcat News.
Bowling is a tricky sport to master, with lots of time and practice needed to be put in to achieve success. Senior Nolan Hoff has developed a love for bowling, a sport that has impacted his life in many ways beyond the hardwood.
Staff reporters Jenna Reynolds and Dana Summers talked to Hoff about how bowling has influenced his life.
While many think of bowling as a recreational activity, Senior Nolan Hoff views it as much more. Throughout the years, his talent in the sport has benefited him in more ways than one.
I started bowling about when I was five or six. My family just got me into it. My cousin was bowling, and we just joined his league.
Through the United States Bowling Congress, Hoff spent years honing in on his skills. These skills paid off, quite literally, when he began receiving money for the tournaments he bowled in.
I've received like various amounts between like $15 to $500. It's just through the tournaments I've been bowling throughout the years.
The money has accumulated over time, reaching $2,000 and still going up to this day. Hoff can use this towards his admission at Wichita State, where he plans to bowl. Both his teammates and coaches acknowledge that he deserves this money.
I've bowled with Nolan for like 2 years, maybe longer than that. He's been improving greatly since the first time I bowled with him. He used to not really bowl quite as good as he does now, but he definitely made large strides. Oh, he's definitely earned it. He's put in the work, he's put in the time. He definitely earned that money. And honestly, it probably should be more.
While the money proves he has skill, Hoff's coaches recognize how bowling demonstrates his character.
He gets along with a lot of people. Everybody has a love for the sport, and he shows that. He wants to help others. He'll talk to others. He'll see who's doing well, trying to uplift others. Those that may not be doing so well, he'll talk to them. I know he earned it. Everything that he achieved and everything that he earned for himself, I'm ecstatic. So happy for him. I know he put in the time, he put in the effort. He deserves every penny.
As college approaches, those close to him are confident he will be successful, both in and outside of bowling. This has been Jenna Reynolds and Dana Summers with the MWHS Wildcat News.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of the MWHS Wildcat News.
To keep up to date with our latest stories, you can visit us on Instagram at mwhs.catalyst and our Twitter at mwhscatalyst. For all of the content we've produced over the years, you can visit our website at www.millerwestcatalyst.com. See you later, Wildcats!